Hi guys, Arissa Dia here, and I'm back with another K-pop reaction video. Today I'm going to be reacting to ENHYPEN's debut, which I'm super excited for. ENHYPEN, if you don't know, is a group that came out of the idol survival show Island. And I haven't actually finished watching Island, but I have watched over 3/4 of this show with my friends over the course of the semester. So, like, I know all these dudes. I love all these dudes. I'm actually really happy with who got in. There are some members who I wish got in, that didn't, such as Taki and Daniel. Those two will forever have a space in my heart, and I really hope that they will debut in their own groups someday. But I'm super excited. They're finally debuting with their song Given Taken, and I'm super excited. I watched some of the teasers for it, and I saw a lot of the concept photos, but obviously I have not watched the actual music video, and it came out earlier today, so let's get into it. And also, before I get started, I have a new setup with my camera, and I recently got a mic. That's what this thing kind of in front of my face is. So hopefully my audio will be better, and hopefully the camera quality will be better. This is a temporary setup until I get like my actual desk. So please let me know if there's any like issues with the audio or the video. I know in the last video I posted, I was having some like camera freezing issues. So if you notice anything out of the ordinary, please let me know, and I will try to fix it to make better videos in the future. So on that note, let's get into it. Mm, Starting with his nose bleeding. That's kind of interesting. I like the. Is that a heart? I was actually kind of wondering how Sunu was gonna like pull off this concept. Like the Jay and Jake duet. Is that Nikki? Dude, Nikki looks so good with blonde hair. The kind of like box set that they're dancing in kind of reminds me of Island, like the stage that they would perform at. Oh, they got the like, oh, what group does like that, like kind of like crawling move with their leg? I'm forgetting it. I really like it so far. Oh, I thought he was gonna like either like kiss or bite his neck. I was like, whoa, like this is your debut. Like most of you guys are like babies. I like the little like intermission. I wonder if this is gonna be kind of like a BTS or a TXT in which they're like a continuous storyline throughout their music. I like the kind of like old-timey, like kind of like style of film that they're doing. I like the kind of like arrow. That's really cool. kind of seems like they're stuck in like a mental hospital, like for like most of it. That's kind of an interesting concept, if that is. Dude, Jay looked ready to like devour somebody. He is so pretty and so cute. Oh my god, I love his personality. Okay, now there's like little children scene. This is kind of creepy. Okay. Okay, wait. So it kind of like creeped me out because like at the very end, because they had like the creepy like children singing with like the classical music, and it's like that's always like foreshadowing in movies, like sometimes that like something bad's gonna happen. And then like when he looked at the camera, I thought like there was gonna be like a jump scare or something, but instead he just like licked his teeth, and I was just like, dude, like no, don't attack me like that. Like I was expecting a jump scare, like I was fully prepared for like it to like flash and him be like covered in blood or something, and instead he did that. I'm like, okay, okay, I see how it is. But honestly, I really enjoy that. Like for a debut song, it's really good. Um, I was honestly kind of worried, um, just because like if you watched Island, you'll know that a lot of the trainees who went on Island were actually like trainees that have been like training for like under a year. Like there were some who were there for like a long time. Like K was like a long time trainee. He didn't make it into ENHYPEN, but he made it into the top 12. And like so there were a couple that had a few years of training under their belt, but then there were also trainees who had like 4 or 5 months under their belt. Like I think Jake, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I think Jake only had like 4 or 5 months of training and he debuted in ENHYPEN. So I was a bit worried about the, I guess, quality of their music just because a lot of them are so young and don't have a ton of training. And Island, they did have mentors, but a lot of their like the mentors would just come in one day and kind of fix major things, whereas every single like project or performance that they had to do, they had to teach themselves how to dance and do the choreography. They had to teach themselves how to sing it, how to rap the parts that needed to be rapped. And with doing something like that, like if you're not used to it, it can be very bad. There were a lot of times that I was watching and I was worried that um certain members and trainees were going to like seriously hurt their vocal cords because they were trying for notes that they could not reach, and the ways in which they were trying to reach those notes were not good for the vocal cords. And same with like the dance moves, like there were a couple of parts where there were like really like hard dance moves, and there were a couple of times where like even like the other members were like worried about each other and if they would be able to pull off the move without being injured. And so I was really worried about how ENHYPEN would turn out because they are essentially a self-taught group in terms of like how they work together and how they like learn choreography and stuff. Like they've had mentors, but they never really like got taught. Like they were only told what to fix, but they weren't taught like here's how you do the choreography. They had to like self-teach. And so I was kind of worried about vocally and choreography wise if they would be able to pull off a debut and have it be like a good quality debut, given that a lot of them are really young and haven't been training long. But they honestly surprised me. I really enjoyed this. I think I like this song a lot better than most of the they only performed I think 2 or 3 or 4. I don't remember how many original songs they performed in Island. I stopped keeping track. But I think I like this better than most of them. Um the choreography was interesting. They didn't show a ton of it, which I honestly didn't like. Most of the time I don't care when they show choreography because I'm more involved in the storyline of the music video, but I really wanted to see more of the choreography because this music video in particular would show them set up to do something really cool choreography wise, and then it would cut away right before they would, I'm assuming, do it. And so it was kind of like weird. Like they had like a setup where they were like kind of like four of the members were like in a line, some people were on the ground, they were like holding each other's arms, and it kind of looked like they were going to do like a giant like wave or something like that. And like right before they really like did anything, it like cut away, and then it cut back, but it was like zoomed in on only like two of the members, so you couldn't see the entire choreography. So I was kind of sad because it looked like it could have been a really cool move. I don't know if they were maybe just posing there and not actually like moving at that point, but if they were moving, like I would have liked to see it. Um there's oh, I remember. Okay, the move that I was talking about earlier. It's called TOP. Um and I thought it was by Shinhwa, but I wasn't 100% certain. So, in TOP, which is a song by Shinhwa, who's really like old, like iconic K-pop group, um, they do the kind of like move where they kind of like move their arm and like lift their legs, and they're kind of like hunched over. Like that, they did that move in there, so that really like reminded me of that. Except I couldn't remember like where I placed it from, but I just did. There was like a part where they were like a bunch of them were like on the ground, and it kind of created like an aisleway, and then I forgot which member like ran through it because they only showed it for like 0.2 seconds. But that really reminded me of like some BTS songs. I think I want to say either Run or I Need You. One of those two I think had that. I think there was a GOT7 song, one of their like Flight trilogy, um, where they kind of had something like that. So it was kind of like interesting that the choreography parts that I did see were ones that I felt like I'd seen in other videos. Um, so I feel like I would have just liked to see a bit more of the choreography, but what I did see, I really did enjoy. Vocally, they were really, really good. They all have like very beautiful voices. I know whose voice. I want to say Jungwon's voice really stood out to me, as well as I really liked the very beginning when they had Jay and Jake go, where they were standing kind of like facing each other. I really, really enjoyed that part. Um, Jungwon's voice, I said, was really, really good. Like that one stood out to me. Um, Sunu's voice sounded really, really good. I was really worried about him when I saw that they were going for like a darker concept right off the bat, because like Sunu fits like a really cute concept, and so I was a bit nervous, but I think he pulled it off really well. He has such a like clear and like, I guess like the best way I want to describe it is it's kind of like marble. Like he has such like a clear white face. It's kind of like Snow White. It's like that like just kind of like ethereal beauty type aspect to him. And so I think that really helped him pull off this concept. Um but they all looked really good. I'm kind of curious about like the whole plot line. If they are doing like, if they're vampires, or if they're like in a mental, because it definitely looks like they're in a mental like hospital with the way like the tables were set up in the dining room. um it kind of had like the old timey vibe of like them like in like the playing room together, I guess. um with like the old style like camera, um, like style recording. They were like taking pills and like having their mouths checked to make sure that they swallowed the pill. That's what like the flashlight in the mouth was doing, was to make sure you swallowed the pill and weren't like hiding it under your tongue. So I definitely think they were in a mental institution, which is interesting. But then I don't know, like maybe okay. I guess like the two parts that really stood out to me for like being kind of like vampire-ish were like Sunu going to like bite the neck or like kiss a neck. Like I didn't understand it because like at first I was like, oh, he's just gonna whisper in his ear, but then he like went and like kind of like didn't even rest his head on his shoulder because I was thinking like, oh, he's gonna either rest his head on the shoulder, or whisper something in the ear, but instead he like put his mouth like an inch from his neck, but then didn't do anything. So I was kind of confused as to what was going on there. Um, and then like at the very end, when the teeth got licked, it looked like his canine tooth was a bit big, but granted that could just be how his teeth look. I've never like analyzed his teeth to know if that's a thing. Um so like maybe he just has like a larger canine than normal, and it's not like a vampire type thing, but I think the mental institution thing is definitely a thing. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed this song. I'm so proud my baby's debut. Like, they're so sweet. Like, watching Island was a very, like, interesting experience because the way I like to describe it is it's essentially the K-pop Hunger Games. Like, the entire first half of it, the people who are on the island literally, like, vote each other off. And so it's kind of like cutthroat in that sense, but compared to other like idol elimination shows and stuff, like they're very sweet. Like there were a couple parts, especially towards the end, where the members started getting like catty towards each other, but for the most part, they were all really, really supportive. And I feel like I don't see that a lot in American or Korean like trainee like idol survival shows. So I would honestly recommend watching it. It's really, really cool, how they do things. And all the guys, even the ones who didn't make it, were really cool. Like, there are definitely some trainees who I'm going to be looking out in the future and seeing and hoping that they debut because I hope that this wasn't the end of the line for them. And I really hope that they continue on with their dreams. And I'm so proud of like ENHYPEN for working hard and making it and debuting. And yeah, I love them. They're my children. I've like adopted like all of them, almost all of them except for like one or two are like younger than me, so like they are now my children. I am adopting them. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. And if you have anything you want me to react to, please leave it down in the comments below as well. Now that I'm finally home, I will edit the ones that I already promised I'd react to. They should be up by Wednesday at the latest. And in the future, I should have more time. This week and next week are finals weeks. And then after that, I am free. Unless I start grad school next semester. But for now, I am essentially free. I just have finals, so please look forward to those. And if you have anything you want me to react to, let me know. And don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when I release more K-pop reaction videos or just other fun videos on my channel. I hope you all enjoyed and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Love you. Bye.